Okay, so picking back up from last session, obviously now the village is starting to descend into chaos a little bit. Obviously this now burning house is lighting up a fair bit of it. People are kind of screaming and running, and again you're seeing shapes in the mist, one of which comes out from the tree line. And then is going to use a bonus action to cast Misty Step. And with its last 5 foot movement, it's going to close. So, Lee May, you see this thing almost like appear in the mist and then launch itself at you. It's probably about a foot shorter than you. Not by much, but it seems to be quite stocky. Its body covered in what seems to be some sort of naturally formed armor. It's kind of like almost plating, but on closer examination, it appears to be, like a bone-like material. Not that you get too much time to really examine it as it launches into a pretty ferocious attack against you.
Oh no.
Although, in its frenzy, it telegraphs its move pretty easily, so you manage to get your weapon up just in time to parry it. Its jaws kind of gnash through the air, and you get a glimpse of just razor-sharp looking fangs. Okay. Zhang Chen, you obviously see this. Your instincts honed from years of training. You are the first to react.
Well, this one's just rushed up. Oh, game is currently paused.
Oh, yep, so it is. There you
go. I'm going to head over to it and try and whomp it with my maul. 25 hit.
Yeah, that will do.
That's 9 bludgeoning damage. And can it make a con saving throw, please? DC is 8 plus 3, 8 plus 6, which is 14.
Okay, so okay, so Zhangshan, as this fairy comes up against Li Mei and is kind of held back, you charge in and with almost like a jab, catch this thing square in the chest and send it onto its back. Just put the conditions on 1 moment.
And while it's down, I'm gonna swing again with extra attack. So advantage this time because it's prone.
Yep.
21 hit.
That hits.
Nine damage, and on this one, I am going to. I don't know where my spells are, and Wrath will smite it. So it's extra 4 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And needs to succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, or become frightened.
Okay, so that has failed that and is now frightened of you.
And that will be my turn.
Okay, so from the other direction, another one approaches. Wise Eye, you just about catch it as it comes around the wagon and launches itself at you. Although it's very dark, so it's more of a blur than anything. Okay, so not able to react quite as fast as Lee May, this thing manages to get through your defences. Ooh, they've changed the user face of Foundry, I've just noticed that. You feel the teeth sink deep into your midriff as this fairy takes a good old bite out of you. Smacking it aside, you get a little bit of distance again, but yeah, that was a fairly big hit.
Shit.
So, meanwhile, the kind of three smaller fairies have kind of taken to the air once more and are kind of dancing around. You can hear giggling, a few kind of words of a few insults, and they seem to be quite gleeful at the prospect of the impending slaughter. So, to fairy number 1 here is actually going to cast Bane. So, I'm going to need Zhang Chen, Li Mei, and Elias to all make me a charisma saving throw, please.
Don't forget, everyone gets a +4 to this from my Aura of Protection.
Okay, so 14 is the DC you'll need to make, and you'll get that +4 bonus.
And a Charisma save, yeah.
Charisma save, yes, please.
Fucking trash.
So Zhang Chen is fine, as is Li Mei. However, Elias, you fall victim to this curse. So now, whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw, you need to deduct a d4 from that roll. And that is a concentration, so let me quickly make a note of that.
Which one cast it?
Can't ping it.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah, I put a little
Oh, it's got a concentration thing. So,
handy little reminder. So yeah, that one is concentrating on that, and then it's going to fly up a little bit. I don't really know how to make a notification of its altitude at this point.
If you right-click on it, the top left one is elevation.
yeah.
Ah, perfect. In which case, that is going to use most of its movement to just fly up. Oh,
I think we can see it. I'm not sure. You can either way.
Yeah,
You
plus
see
25 feet. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's going to do that and then move back a little bit. Okay, Elias, your turn. You've felt that this thing has done something to you. You're not sure exactly what, perhaps in character.
Son of a bitch.
Yes, fey creatures. You've heard stories that they do at least have some sort of magical influence.
So, this one is prone and
Prone and frightened, yes.
frightened. Okay, yeah. So I can move away from it. Can I move away from it?
Well,
No.
it's
It
prone,
would
not
have disadvantage.
so
Yeah, it would have disadvantage on an opportunity attack. Okay. Still not ideal if it fucking rips my leg off while I'm trying to get away from it. Remember how to play my character after weeks? Okay. Sorry. You know what? Fighting fire with fire sounds like a good idea.
That's the resident pyromaniac, yes.
Yes. I shall use my flame glaive. Cast fireball. And I will cast it. Yeah, it's going to have to be against those. Now, if I want it, so it's a 20-foot radius. But you can't target like mid-air, it has to be like an actual...
There's no proximity fuse on those, I'm afraid.
No. If I like... So there's a tree next to this ferry here. Could I target the tree, like high up in the tree, so that it would engulf flying one as well as this one down here?
I would allow that, yeah, because you're
Okay.
aiming at a target.
Okay, cool. I'll do that then. I'll target... So just to hit those two, I think would be somewhat reasonable.
Okay, so let me roll the dex. First one is a fail. And the second one, also a fail, because apparently I'm rolling very poorly today.
So comes the damage.
27 damage, right, okay. And concentration
Hopefully.
has failed it, so you're no longer affected by the influence of Bane.
Is there a bane that you can apply? Probably not. Right, cool. Now, bonus actions. Many. Let's try.
It's now ablaze as well.
Oh yeah, well, shit's already on fire. I didn't think I could, setting a tree on fire might not be that much worse. Let's do a telekinetic shove on this one in front of me, just like shove it away. So that's
okay.
my telekinesis. DC 16 strength save.
Okay, that one fails that, so pushing it back 5 feet.
Yeah.
Which direction?
Just directly away. So that. And then I guess that might be my chance to go and have some. Anything else comes flying out of the darkness. Let's go. Can see one there. Can't see into this darkness, so maybe there could be another one around there. So maybe the best thing to do might be to go 10. Just down there. Oh fuck, there's another fairy there. I forgot about that one. Never mind. Okay.
Okay, and sure enough, it is that fairy's turn next. So, seeing that fireball, it's going to take some defensive action here. It's going to cast mirror image on itself. So, Elias, you watch as this kind of shimmering light seems to just split into multiple parts. And as if by some trick of the lights, you now see not one but 4 images of this fairy flitting about in the sky. It is also then going to take to the air, although not quite as high, and then it's going to move aside a little bit, kind of flying up over towards the roof of this house. The final fairy is also going to take to the sky. Again, a little less than the others. Going to fly forward a tad. And then this one is going to cast Hideous Laughter. And it's going to cast it at you, Li Mei. So, I need you, please, to make me a saving throw. Let me figure out which one it is. I think it's Wisdom, but I'll check. Yes, please. Wisdom saving throw. DC 14.
Don't forget
And
the
I
plus
still-
4.
Yeah, I was about to say, do I still get the...
You
Yep.
do, yes.
Perfect.
Okay, so it is seemingly irritated by your ability to resist this.
God.
In fact, let me quickly roll just intelligence, see if she figures out what's happening there. Okay, so the creature's gaze shifts to you, Zhang Chen, with a mixture of curiosity and loathing. It seems that it's kind of realised that you are perhaps the source of this resilience to their mischief. Right. So coming out of the mists backlit by this burning building, another one emerges. It's actually going to use its bonus action to cast Misty Step to get a little closer. And then with his action, it's going to dash. It's going to lunge in your direction. There, Jingxin. Although it's going too fast to really do much now that it's there. Okay, Li Mei, your turn.
Okay, so... I'm going to use my fighting spirit. So I get 5 temporary hit points because I feel like I'm going to need it. And then I'm going to... I'm going to have to step forward now. God. It's fine. Attack this bone fairy. I remember where all my shit is. There we go. Is this fairy still
So
prone?
one next to you is still prone, so you get advantage on attacks against it.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Nice. Does that hit?
Yes, that hits.
Thank God. It's not too bad. 13.
Yep, so a blow to it as it's kind of still staggering in the dust, trying to, kind of catch its breath after getting the wind knocked out of it. And you obviously take full advantage of that vulnerability.
And I'm going to do it again.
Another hit.
Oh, God's sake. So close. Not actually that close now I think about it. Yeah. Oh, that's good. But yeah, 9 more damage.
Zara, what fighting style did you take out of curiosity?
It was weapon mastery. Not weapon mastery. Great weapon fighting.
So you could treat that one on the dice as a 3.
Ah, okay. So that's actually 12 damage.
Yep, I can take another
Yep.
3 off for you.
11.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 11. Sorry. Yep. Yep. My maths is mathsing. Yep. Mhm. And then let's see. I forgot I had that. Thank you, Chris.
That's okay. I'll send you a thing to set it up automatically in a sec.
Thank you. And I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay, so that is a pretty decent assault. This thing is now, trying to clamber away, but you don't give it too much room to maneuver. Wide-Eye, obviously now you are faced with this aggressor that is still struggling to kind of see. It's obviously lurking in the misty shadows still, but it's out there. It's dangerous. You can also see there's another one, which has come out of nowhere and is now attacking this priest that you're travelling with.
Okay. So how thick is the mist again?
It's like pea soup. It's quite hard to see too far. Annoyingly, there's, as far as I've found, no way to really simulate that in Foundry.
Let's have a look. Well, I mean, the first thing Wide-Eye will be doing is raging, obviously. Where do I... It's been so long! Can I do it from here? Yeah, usability. There we go. So I don't know if that's active, because there's usually a little token that I can't see.
I think you right-click your guy and just set it manually.
Side status effects, is it?
Playing a barbarian in Zed's campaign, and the way we've done it is you can set it as an ability, but it doesn't seem to move on to an active effect. What I did was create like a token that gives me all of the resistances and whatever else is appropriate, and I just equip it and unequip it. So and then I think I've managed to get it so it's got a little visible raging token thing. The really good solution, so that for Crispy's side, you can just apply everything and it'll reduce damage as appropriate depending on the damage type. It didn't take me too long to sort out.
It's been really helpful in my campaign. Very helpful.
Yeah, because it... Oh, wait. Normal defense. Oh, that should be on. Yeah, because it says Rage is active on my thing. Because it used to be, I just clicked on usability and then you had the little token appear. It's just not showing on my screen, so I don't know if it's working or not.
Anyway. Combat tracker.
Yeah, it's come up on your little icon there, so we'll see.
Yeah, I thought there used to be some on the icon, yeah. Oh yeah, I can see it in combat tracker at least. Well, in the thingy. So I can't see anyone around this area at all. There's nothing there I can see. So they're even though I've been hit, are they out of a 5-foot range kind of thing?
Well, you don't know where they are. You just, kind of got attacked and then this thing just slunk back into the misty darkness. You suspect it's still there, but you're not 100% sure.
Did we risk it for a biscuit? Yeah, sure, why not? Being aware that there are things in the mist and I can't see them, but I can kind of see where these people are. But I would try and regroup with the rest of the team over here.
Okay, so you are going to take an attack of opportunity as you depart. However, you move quickly, and this thing wasn't really expecting you to disengage, so you managed to get away from it.
Okay. And immediately, he's going to start whacking. Reckless, of course.
Yep, that hits.
Wonderful. As well, just because since we've moved over, it's the first time I got to do this, using weapon mastery. which you get at level 1 as a barbarian. But anyway, weapon mastery property sap. Any enemy you hit has disadvantage until the next turn.
Okay.
But I'm assuming because it's reckless, it'll just balance out to like a standard attack.
If they attack
Well,
you.
yes, yeah, they attack you. Whereas if they to anyone else, it'd be disadvantage still.
Also, I have the trait that means that I can roll twice, 2 sets of attack die, and then pick the whichever one I want once per turn.
Uh-huh.
Savage attacker.
Yes. Okay, so that's 1 set. Funnily enough, I'll take the 18, and I just realised that may do 16 extra damage, so you may want to heal that character. Didn't think about that.
No, it's alright, it's only applied the 1. So
Wonderful.
we can just take the 18. So yeah, you come out and strike this thing just as it's about to lunge at Jingjin there. Which seems to catch it by surprise.
Wonderful. And second attack, 17.
Also a hit.
Wonderful. And this is just 1 set of die, 15.
Okay, you follow it up quite quickly.
Yeah, and it's about my turn.
Okay, so Jingjin, this brutish barbarian seems to have greater instincts, or at least faster reflexes than you might have originally given him credit for, perhaps, for a man of his size. He's kind of stopped this thing for the time being, but you are left uncomfortably close to it.
Yeah.
The barbarian or the creature?
Yes.
I'll let her decide that.
I am going to keep it fairly simple, I think. Given the range, I am going to attempt to whip attack it.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck? Okay.
Okay, so the whip cracks, but the thing moves quickly, darting out of the way. You just can't leave a trail in the fog, but unfortunately the creature is not on that path.
I don't think I've got anything else with my bonus action here that I actually want to do. And I'm not stupid enough to try and move away from this thing, so neither of those outcomes. I'm going to end turn.
Okay. So Zwan, obviously you're not under any immediate threat right now, but it looks like these things are moving quite quickly.
Yep. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to use the new thing I've got, steady aim, to set my movement speed to 0, so I have advantage on my next attack roll.
Okay.
Where's my... Wait, how do you target someone again? Oh, no, I got it.
Double right click.
There we go. So yeah, I'm going to attack with my short bow with advantage. And that's a 26.
That hits.
So I also, because I had advantage, I get my crit damage. I'm going to use one of those dice to try and poison, but I'll do that at the end. So I'm just trying to remember how many dice I get. It is 3d6. So 17 damage altogether. I did the 2d6 because one of them is going to be poisoning.
So first things first for damage, and then the Constitution saving throw, and it passes. Well.
So no effect, and end of go.
Okay, so the fairy down here is actually at a bit of a disadvantage, and it's angry, but it's also not stupid enough to realise that it's not in a good place. So it is going to use its bonus action to Misty Step. Oh, can move it. There we go. At which point it's going to use half its movement to then stand. And then it is going to use the last couple of feet to head up towards its sister and get stuck in here. So unfortunately, Shingshin, that means it's going to be taking an attack against you.
Uh-oh.
And that attack is going to hit. And it's going to do 28 damage. As this rending bite just latches into your kind of lower left leg, and you just feel it tear something. Swan, you watch as a spurt of blood just paints the ground underneath her feet there. Obviously, you've not fed recently, so that probably has a bit of an effect on you, I'd imagine.
I'm guessing I'm no longer in line of sight because it's fucked off away.
Well, it's a good question. Actually, I don't know if line of sight technically has a range. Because I mean, it's looking the other way now, because obviously it's attacking the other one, but I don't know, I think that necessarily makes a difference.
Yeah, I think it's your call. What does
I'll give you the
Frightened
benefit
say?
of the doubt. Roll that. I'll roll a second attack to simulate disadvantage. That hits anyway.
Still hits, never mind.
Okay, and then it is going to make the roll again for Frightened, which was a Wisdom one.
Yeah, I think so.
DC.
15, I think it said.
Oh.
Yeah, 15. Wisdom.
Okay, so it's no longer
It's a
frightened.
D6.
The taste of blood clearly having a pretty profound effect on its psyche. Okay, Zhangchen, now you can see now Qingxin is in quite serious peril here.
Seeing that, I am touch range. That's annoying. I'm not going to do what I was going to do. I am going to move over. What's my movement again? Is it 30? 30.
You just have to do it by grid squares.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not neatly tied in for this map for whatever reason.
Oh, that's okay. I can move up 30, so that's now a couple more people in range. On this one that tried to fuck off, I am going to try and cast Compelled Jewel on it.
Okay.
So it's another
So-
DC 15 Wisdom save. Which your passes. Okay. In that case, I am just going to lay into it once again. $13, I'm guessing, doesn't hit.
No, so I'm afraid this time the Bone Fairy is a little more cautious at your approach and manages to dodge your blow.
Then great extra attack, see if I can hit it a second time. Does a 23 hit?
Okay, this time you have a bit more luck catching it on the return swing.
So that's 13 damage, and then once again, can it make a DC 14 con save, please?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it stays
passes
up.
that one.
And that's me done.
Okay, so seeing this melee developing, this fairy is actually going to be a bit sneaky and go around the side, and it's going to pounce on the archer. It can see firmly anchored down, taking careful aim. So Joanne, you see this movement in the corner of your eye, and turn towards it just as it launches an attack, which I'm afraid is going to hit. For another big blow.
Yeah.
Okay, so meanwhile, the Teferi is obviously airborne now and slightly singed. It's going to move a little closer, kind of hovering over. And again, Li Mei, you kind of hear snickering as it flies by. And it is going to use an ability. Let me find it. Where are we? It is going to cast Silence. Let me just find the template, one moment. So it's going to center on a point here. Okay, so for everybody within this circle, everything just goes deathly quiet. Just nothing. The crackling of the flames, all of it gone. It's slightly uncanny to, just have that turned off at almost like, the click of a finger. But that's exactly what happens. Now, I believe that is all it's going to be able to do. Let me double check. Yep, both actions. Okay, cool. So that is that one's turn. Elias, you're up.
Okay. Well, everyone seems to be running that way. Well, by everyone, Zhang Chen. I don't really know what's going on up there, so
He's big enough to be everyone.
yeah. At least I've still got Li Mei. So I guess I'll fight these these little bastards, and I will do so with. What's the
By the way, I love how that gives you confidence. That makes us so happy.
I didn't say it out loud.
There's no prison here for you to be whisked away off to. You should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So targeting machine. Targeting the same tooth fairy that I tried to kill with the fireball. I'll go with mind.
So the one that's just flown past Li Mei.
Oh, is that one? Oh no, yeah, sorry.
Well, okay, you want the okay, that one. That's fine.
Well, that one, yeah, the one that's past Lee May is slightly out of range, probably.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's
Okay,
only 50 feet up, and it's a 60-foot range. So fuck off.
It's that one.
Whatever. Yeah, there's no half damage if it succeeds. Never mind. All right. Bonus action. Shit. Got much. Well, feeling myself being ganged up a little here as well. I guess I'll move in back towards Lee May a bit. So do a nice little back-to-back sort of thing. And now I guess I can see what's going on up here now.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a melee forming up there.
Okay.
Very quiet melee.
This bone fairy here, is that is this like a cliff that runs along here?
It's not the highest of embankments, but yeah, there's a bit of an elevation there.
Fine. I will try telekinetic then on that one.
Okay.
That's the new version. I actually looked at the old version last time, but I think it's the same.
Okay, that one fails it.
So it gets pulled towards me. So, like, off the embankment.
Okay,
and
so
away from Jinxin.
Yeah, that one gets kind of yanked back into Zhang Chen's immediate vicinity.
Who is not letting that one go. He is sticking to it like a bad smell.
And then that's going to be it.
Okay, so this Tooth Fairy here is actually going to climb a little higher. It's going to gain a bit more altitude. Oh, at least it would if I typed rather than pressed the button. And then it's just going to use remaining movement to fly up and over this roof. Where it is going to cast... In fact, let me just check the range on that. Yeah, just about. So that is going to cast Hold Person against you, Wide-Eye. So let me put that in. Oh, no, don't know why it's targeting you, so I'll ignore that. Okay, so I need you to make me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, please, Wide-Eye.
Don't forget your +4, mate.
Oh,
Is he out of
wonderful.
range for that?
I think he's just within range.
Is it?
What is the range on it?
Radius?
15.
Oh, yeah, you're okay then.
Oh, I thought it was 10.
It is by default. Crispy gave me an item.
Okay. So do normal +4. Wait, is it 1d4 or just a straight d4?
+4, just 4.
Alright, 17.
My,
Okay, so you are
modifier.
fine against that one, and the spell fails. Right, how do I tell that to manually stop concentrating?
If you double click on the effect, no, you have to get it on right there. Like if you click them, does the right, never mind.
So yeah, that one's again. You guys can't hear it from within your little bubble of silence, but Lee May and Elias, you hear. Well, you don't necessarily understand the language, but it sounds irritated. Although you're not sure which of the 4 images is saying it. Sounds like all of them, really.
Yeah, that's good.
This one is going to use most of its movement to gain some more altitude. I fought a little bit, and it is actually going to cast Vicious Mockery against you, Elias.
Okay.
So DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm not. Am I? No, I'm only like partially inside that square. Don't
Afraid
see
not,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fairy goes into great detail about how its sisters are going to rip you apart, and you feel somewhat unnerved about it.
Fair.
Okay, meanwhile, this bona fairy here is actually going to... in fact, let me see exactly what that's going to do. I think it's actually just going to use Misty Step to get around to the other side of Rizwan here, away from the Barbarian. So, Rizwan, as you're trying to desperately fend off this one here, you feel like a rush of wind behind you. You manage to turn your head just in time to see this thing appear. Oops, sorry, don't really need to sort those targeting things out. I'll roll that again just so that it's... In fact, it shouldn't matter too much. So another heavy blow.
Hang
Go
on. Because I realised I have uncanny dodge, so I can use my reaction to half that damage.
Okay, cool. So I'll give you 11 back. So yeah, you managed to avoid the worst of it, but even still, it's a fair chunk. As these two now gang up on you a little bit. Right, Lee May, so you've got a bit of a breather now, but you can't necessarily count yourself out of the woods just yet. You can't really hear what's going on up there, but you can see there's a bit of a scrum forming.
Right.
Again, the mist kind of hinders too much detail, but that's obviously where Zhang Chen ran off to.
Don't know whether to. I've been deliberating while everyone's been taking a turn whether to go in and help or try and kill these tooth fairies because I don't really want to leave Elias on his own with them.
Please.
So this one that's up here that cast whole person, is that the one that's cast mirror image on itself? Or is that this
It
one?
is, yeah. So
It
mirror
is.
image is the one that's above the house, yeah. So there's currently 4 of them as far as you can see.
Oh. Might annoy her though. Yeah, I'm gonna annoy her. I'm gonna swap out my short bow. That's just a.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Just
Okay.
kind of reaction.
Cool. So I'm just gonna try and hit her with this. Actually, I'm gonna use my lucky feet as
Happy
well.
feet.
So that I can roll as an advantage. So that I can
Yeah, sure,
hit her.
okay.
No,
So-
okay. I'm guessing that's on there.
Well, first of all, we have to see if that is going to hit fairy or whether it's going to hit an illusion. That hits an illusion. Let me just check its dex. Oh, well, actually, no, it doesn't hit the illusion. Fires at the illusion, but doesn't beat the AC.
For God's sake! So it doesn't even get rid of the illusion.
It doesn't, I'm afraid. These, kind of 4 quite
God,
fast-moving, shimmering images, just, whizzing around quickly over this house, and your arrow just vanishes into the night. But hey, you burnt a crit. That's a nat 20 gone that I would have otherwise rolled. So.
Yeah, I'll see that as a slight win.
You tanked the RNG. So.
I'll try that again. But I can't do advantage because I'm not going to use another lucky point.
Well, first of all, let me see if it's going to be an illusion again. It actually won't be. This would be the real fairy.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
If you were to hit. So roll your attack.
Oh.
No, I'm afraid not. The arrow again just whizzes past into the night.
She's so shit at shooting stuff, man. If only she had a gun. Right, okay.
You kill herself? Oh.
I'm gonna stay with Elias. Kind of stand my ground with him, I think. Because I have a funny feeling if I leave him alone, there's gonna be another bone fairy or something that shoots out from nowhere. So yeah, I'm going to end my turn there, I think.
Okay. So, Wide-Eye, this thing vanished in a flash. You kind of see now that it's by Swan, but clearly these things move with unnatural abilities.
Well, shit's going down. And Wide-Eye's hurting, to be fair. I also forgot to copy it over. It's only just clicked now because I thought everything was fine. But he'll shift into his werebear form.
Right.
But it's... What is it? 2 times your proficiency is temporary hit points, I believe.
That sounds familiar.
So that will be... Six. There we go. Right, pop those on. This must be really disconcerting for Kunshin, just to not hear a thing and suddenly see.
There's a bear, yeah.
Peripheral vision, a bear appears. Fucking hell, yeah.
Turning into quite a strange evening, Jungshin.
But not really knowing which one. He will just kind of like run at the first one he can see. She'll be this one. I hate the fact that it's not lining up to there we go.
Yeah, I know. It's because it's actually on the image rather than the Foundry system itself.
Wonderful. And we'll be making a reckless attack. Oh, well, that's a nat 20.
Okay, so you come in and just cleave this thing, catching it right on the nape of the neck and putting it down.
Very deadly bear.
Deadlier than your average bear.
A bear with an axe, yeah.
Which, if that's the case, 15. Yeah. He will run over to the next one. It's just on a mission. And same again, reckless attack. Oh, every part of me was hoping to see a green number.
Yeah, but not a crit, I'm afraid.
Right. 13 extra damage.
I tell you what, as a slight mess game aside, that was definitely the right one to crit, because that was one you hadn't actually injured yet. But yes, so Swan, your situation vastly improves with Wide Eye's arrival. Killing one instantly and now bearing down on the other one.
Hey.
Fuck's sake. It is Shin now who
It's like scaling the waterfall all over again.
Yeah. Now, obviously, in the zone of silence, that limits what you can kind of do with your magic, but you're not at immediate risk of being ripped apart anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna reposition a little bit. 5, 10-ish. Okay, cool. I am going to cast a spell, I think. Wouldn't that be nice?
Only if it doesn't have a verbal component.
Oh yeah.
That's a good point. Shit.
Not a sorcerer by any chance, are you?
No. I should have moved the other way. Fuck. Yeah, I've moved 5, 10, 20. There we go. Am I out of? I'm assuming it's the bubble, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're just on the edge of that. That's fine.
Cool. Right. Awesome. In that case, the one that Zhang Chen is fighting, has it taken any damage? Does it look like it's injured? Okay.
Yeah, it's the one
Yeah, it's taken some
slammed to the
hits.
floor.
Cool. I am going to Toll the Dead. So it's a DC 16 Wisdom save.
Okay. So let me roll that one up for you. Alright, so that passes.
Okay.
Of course it passes. Jesus wept. I've done nothing yet. In terms of people being wounded, actually, the things that I would probably want to use. I'm not looking too great. Who else is looking pretty bad?
Your boy, yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm gonna healing word on Zhuan then. 12 healing.
Holy.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
That's my turn.
So, Zwan, you kind of feel this magic start to knit together a few of the more egregious runes, but you still have the pressing problem of one bone fairy in your immediate vicinity.
Yep. I do have the assistance of my lovely bear friend. So I'm going to attack with my dagger.
Okay.
And because of the mastery on the short bow, because I dealt damage to this one last round, I get
you will have
advantage
your,
on tail.
Uh-huh.
So it's a free advantage. It's a 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
So once again, I get the bonus, and I'll do the same thing. So I'll add 2d6, and then I'll try 1 for poison. So, that's a good roll. 15 damage, and then the Constitution save for the poison.
Okay, it fails
Ooh.
that one. So poisoned.
So it's poisoned for a minute, but you can do the save at the end
Yeah.
of each turn. Oh, hang on. No, I don't have a poisonous kit on my person. I didn't realise that was a
Okay.
prerequisite. So can I just add 1d4 damage onto that?
Yeah.
Oh, I've done it again. Is it 1d4? There you go. Oh, 1. 1 extra damage.
One says D4.
He likes to say just random dice numbers in the middle of the battles.
Calls his name out when he makes an attack.
Like a Pokemon. Zwan.
1D4.
Does plenty.
Swan D4. I'm gonna use, because he can Misty Step. It doesn't really matter what I do. So I'm just gonna, with my. Actually, no. I'm just gonna end it there.
Okay. So, Zhang-Chen, this fairy now turns and lashes out at you, seeing as you're so determined to follow it. And that's a hit.
Yep.
So it gets in kind of too close for your guard, really. You try and push it off, but it's quite nimble. It kind of claws its way, almost climbing over you before it kind of takes a bite out of your exposed, kind of a weaker bit of your arm around your neck. It doesn't hit anything too vital, thankfully, but it takes a fairly decent chunk out of you. But then as you prepare your weapon to counter, it vanishes, misty stepping. And it's going to use its actions to scoot around. That's the end of that go.
Can I still see it from there? Because I've got dark vision, so I'm able to see in the sort of shady area.
Yeah, you'd be able to see that.
I'll have a quick look around, see Xing Chin's in a better place. Can I make it over there, actually? I don't think so. No. Xing Chin doesn't look great, does she?
No.
She's definitely bleeding. You can see that much. Her dress is
Not a nice thing to say about your
noticeable.
wife.
I'm gonna move over, cast. I'll get you just in case, and cast Warding Bond on her. And then use my bonus action to lay on hands myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to use 20 of those, I think. So I'll mark those off. I think I've still got a little bit of movement, so I'm gonna head back down, try and head down towards Elias and Lee May.
Okay, so Teferi here is actually going to carry on moving up this way. But as it goes, it is going to attempt to cast Hideous Laughter on you, Lee May.
Damn it again.
So I need you to make me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
They just want to hear me laugh. they just want to hear the sweet, sweet sound.
They're saying the same joke again and just hoping that it lands this time.
Yeah, just saying it slightly louder.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you are fine against that, so it has no effects and it continues on its flight. Sunshine, you watch as this, kind of light streaks past slightly above you. Alright, Elias, your turn.
Yes. Well, watching this nasty little thing off that way. Hit it with some. So that one's 45 feet up. One. No. Is that? Hit it with that. Can't. That either? Fucking hell. I need to get some more like long range spells. But 10. Move to there. Puts me in range to do a mind sliver.
Sorry, which one were you talking about?
The 45-foot tooth fairy. This one.
Okay. It passes that, I'm afraid.
You've saved against both of my mind slivers with nat 20s.
Well, it's 18, then plus 2 would be dirty 20.
Oh, it's a dirty 20. Sorry, excuse me. Not a nat 20. Something. I'm not taking it personally.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's any consolation, my saving throws for fairies haven't been great either for bone ones, so you're better off these ones passing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move back. Shelter, well, behind Lee May. Not much else I can do. No, everything's out of range. Okay, end of turn.
Okay, so just to ferry here. This one is gonna cast a spell. Let me work out which one it's gonna be. This one's gonna actually target use one. It's going to use Charm Person, so you will get advantage because you are fighting it. So I need DC 14 Wisdom saving throw at advantage, please. Okay, so you're fine. You feel something try to claw its way into your mind, but you're able to shut it out.
Is Schwan an elf?
Human.
Human. I was going to say, you don't get double advantage, but...
It is going to then move a little distance this way, but not all too much. And the last fairy is going to move. Again, flying over this way. And it is going to attempt to use Hold Person on Wide Eye. So, Wide Eye, I need DC 14 Wisdom from you, please.
Okie doke. With shifting to Wild Hunt, you get advantage on Wisdom saving throws.
In which case, roll advantage.
Wow, that was shit advantage.
So, you are currently paralyzed as this kind of magical force engulfs you. You will get to take that save again at the end of each of your turns, and you'll get advantage as well, but for the time being, this thing has you in its grip. Right, so Bone Fairy is going to use this good effect, or at least I will quickly reread Paralyzed before I do anything. I think they've changed it in the new rules, but I'll just be sure. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, Wide Eye, this isn't going to end well for you, I'm afraid. Paralyzed. Any attack that hits a creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet, and attack rolls have advantage. So, seeing a juicy target, the Bone Fairy is going to attempt to take a bite. And that is a hit, and therefore a critical. Thankfully, your rage takes that down to a bit more palatable 21 damage. Now, I need you to roll me a strength saving throw, please. DC 15.
Which will be advantage again.
With
Oh, wait.
if you're paralyzed, do you still make the save?
Yes. Yeah, it's dependent on his the mass of his muscles in the
Sorry.
limb.
Okay, I'm not trying to get you.
So roll it for me, please, Jace.
Okay. Where is it? Jesus Christ. Oh, I will point out though, just a little rules lawyer, this little bit. While in Wild Hunt, you can't have advantage.
Isn't that unless you're incapacitated?
No creature within 30 foot of you can make an attack roll with advantage against you unless you're incapacitated. Oh, does that class as being incapacitated?
Paralyzed creature.
Yeah, just reread it. Yeah, no, that's fine. It is fine. Strength saving throw.
At advantage. Okay, you're fine. So the creature kind of latches onto your kind of upper arm and just starts chewing through muscle and tendons, and obviously the kind of thicker fur of bear skin offers you a little protection before this bites to the bone, but you have to just kind of sit there and watch it happen, I'm afraid. Fairy is preoccupied with this and is not going to use its movement to go anywhere else. So, Li Mei, your turn.
I'm gonna immediately try and shoot at this little shitty thing.
Okay.
I'd say try, because apparently she's not very good at shooting things, but
Give it a go.
she's gonna do her best. Oh, I don't know why I even try.
Yes. whether it's just for depth perception or you're not leading it right, but another arrow disappears into the darkness.
Oh. I might as well
They're not
try
the biggest
again.
of targets anyway.
No, but it's just they're big and annoying, and I feel like unless the only way is for Elias to do fireball everywhere, I don't see how we're gonna get these guys otherwise.
The equivalent of a flag.
He's probably got another 2 fireballs in him.
I had to wait till they're all grouped together. I think that's why they split up, because you did that. I'll just try and shoot again. It's probably not going to go very well, but oh fuck! Shit. At least it
You
wasn't an at one.
overcompensate, and actually you're a little further away on the second shot.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so Wide Eye, you are up next, assuming Lee May doesn't want to move.
No, I'm not going to move. I'm going to make sure that Elias is not going to get fucked
now,
over.
You're obviously paralysed for this turn, however, you will now get to make a wisdom saving throw to try and break free of the paralysis.
Oh, joy! Let's do
Advantage
that.
again, so DC 14.
Hey!
Okay, there you go, so that ends.
Squeaked in. Cool. That's the end of that turn, isn't it? Just
Yeah, so you'll miss that turn. Max,
Yeah.
Next one.
cool.
Okay. I'm gonna just move into this lit area a little bit more, and then the tooth fairy that's staring down Zhang Chen. I am going to it's up in the air, isn't it?
25 feet, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's A-okay. I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness on it first level. I'm going to try to.
Okay, so this greenish light erupts out, streaking up towards the fairy. Being slightly elevated, it has a little time to react and does a bit of a barrel roll out of the way. Just narrowly missing its wings as it goes by.
Okie dokie. Let me see if I've got anything else that's worth doing. Not really. No. I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, so Zwan, obviously I'm still in this area of silence, nothing really can be communicated, but you can see Wide Eye is not really reacting to this fairy's attack on him. Instead, he seems to be struggling as if restrained by some sort of invisible rope or chain. So it looks like you may possibly be on your own for the time being.
I would have seen
Fairy
him
is also pretty distracted, so
ease up though, wouldn't I? When he
yeah, he's
finished his
kind of on
turn.
his feet and
Uh-huh.
everything. He's just not really moving.
Okay. Checking this can be done on melee attacks. There's a bonus action advantage in the next attack roll. Yeah, it doesn't say ranged attack roll, it just says attack roll.
No, it doesn't specify. Let me quickly.
Yeah, that's just a
Yeah, no, it looks like it is just
rogue thing.
an attack. It doesn't specify range, so yeah, melee works.
Oh, wonderful. Then I'll use that as my bonus action and
Okay.
attack with a dagger with advantage as my action. It's 25.
Yep, that's a hit.
Pretty sure that's what I rolled last time. And now I know I can't do the poison thing, so I'm going to just roll it straight up. 19 damage.
Okay, so as this thing tries to rip Wide-Eye's arm off, you manage to get this dagger in just between some of this kind of bony plating on its side. Managing to sink this in a good few inches and twist.
And I can't move, so that's it on my turn.
Okay, so as Li Mei is distracted trying to shoot this tooth fairy, this bone fairy is going to come and pounce and try and take advantage of that fact. However, it doesn't quite manage it. Li Mei, your reflexes alert you just at the last moment. Not wanting to stick around and risk further engagement, it's then going to take another step that way before it blinks once more out of existence, reappearing over here. But that's the end of its go. So, Zhang Chen, you kind of watch as this thing, kind of flits into space there in the mist. It's kind of hard to keep track on these things, how quickly they're moving.
Does this look like the one that I was previously beating down on, though?
Hard to say.
Well, we're finding out. I am going to move forwards to try and deal with it. I'm going to guess a 10 doesn't hit.
I'm afraid not. You can't bring them all down, but all it does is swish through this fog of Bone Fairy, having darted aside.
I'll try again.
Okay, so that, I'm afraid this time, as you bring it down, the Bone Fairy manages to get a foot on top of your maul and uses that as a springboard to launch an attack at you.
I should have tanked up first.
Thankfully, however, your armor saves your life as the thing's fangs just scrape against your breastplate.
Seeing as it's just trying to lane to me again, I am going to upcast Armor of Agathis on myself. Doesn't need the attack roll yet. So I gain 10 temporary hit points. And then if a creature hits me before it ends...
Casting, are you? Okay.
I'm upcasting that, yeah, I'm casting that at second level.
Sure.
So that'll be 10 temporary hit points, and then if it hits me before it ends, it takes, I think it's 5 cold damage. I'm not sure if the damage upscales. I can check that, though, in the meantime.
So, as you cast this, you watch as the thing recoils as the magical armor starts to form around you, the frost adding a bit of thickness to the steel.
Temporary hit points and cold damage increase by 5 for each spell slot level above 1. So 10 temporary hit points, and then each time I'm hit while I've got them, they take 10 cold damage.
Okay, so meanwhile, Mr. Fairy here, what was he concentrating on? Again, I cannot remember for the life of me. Hideous Laughter, that's what it was, so he's not actually concentrating because you passed that. Okay, so this time it is going to move a little now. Back this way, flitting about, not sure exactly where it needs to be. So it is going to try and use Vicious Mockery against you, Li Mei, and it's going to really focus on your lack of marksmanship as kind of a focus for that. So DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, please. Nat 1, okay. No, it clearly, this has hit a nerve, you know, the fact that you've missed every single shot is not great.
Oh my God.
So let me quickly add another 2d4 there. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of just out of reach and jeering. Clearly not worried by your arrows, as you've clearly proven that you don't know how to use them. So it feels a bit more confident being a little lower down than its sisters. Elias, it is now your turn, though.
Okay. This one might just be in range for me to do something. So I will move that. And targeting the tooth fairy above me, I will cast Hideous Laughter.
Okay, so it fails that one. So this thing kind of just clearly quite already mirthful as its own mockery of Li Mei falls victim to this spell of yours, Elias. So it's kind of going to stay where it is in the air, but it's going to basically just be like doubling over, absolutely cackling its head off. So let me get those.
Crispy, but if it goes prone or incapacitated, doesn't it fall?
Hey.
I'm just trying to see if there's actually any wording to that effect.
I remember it being really weird with underwater combat or like water-based combat. I cannot remember with airborne.
Could you imagine that though? Like, you know, you knock somebody prone in the ocean, they just sink 2 miles to the bottom.
What it says only movement option is to crawl.
Yeah, a prone creature's only movement option is to crawl.
Let's have a look.
I think it's one of
It'd be funny to
those.
see it fall.
It's a your discretion thing, right? Because it's not actually written.
Let me have a look. In order to make a flying creature fall, one of a few specific things are needed. If a flying creature is knocked prone, has its speed reduced to 0 or otherwise deprived, the creature falls unless it has the ability to hover, or it's being held aloft by magic. So it does have the ability to hover, I'm afraid. It's not like, you know, a bird where it needs to maintain constant motion.
Oh,
Scary, but cool.
Incapacitated condition doesn't mention anything that would meet those prerequisites. Movement is separated from actions. Yeah, I think unfortunately that is going to stay airborne, but it is obviously now incapacitated and its movement is limited in the same way.
bastard! All right, it would have been funny to see it fall. Fine.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then there's no other actions I can take really. Turn.
Okay. So this Teferi over here is going to fly here over to the entry to that little building. It is going to attempt to use another one of its spells. It is going to use Bane. So I need a DC 14 Charisma saving throw, please, from Wide Eye, Zwan, and who else can you see from here? Probably the only one who could see is you, Xingxin.
Oh no.
I can already tell you I've fucking lost that.
Charisma save.
You get a +1
Actually
from
kinda
Falcon Warding
close.
Bond.
Oh, cool.
+1.
Oh,
Okay, so-
Oh, no.
Zhuan, you are fine. Qingshin and Wide Eye, I'm afraid you are not, so you will both be taking a d4 off of any subsequent attack or saving throw that you roll while this thing's concentrating. But that is its turn. And finally, this one here, it's going to move over here, and it's going to attempt to use Vicious Mockery on you, Elias.
One that's 45 feet up.
That's a point. What is the range on that thing? It's 60. You're correct. It is not 120 as I had thought, in case it's going to fly a little bit close to you.
also,
And then do the same thing.
I don't think Bane can reach Qingshin. So 30
No,
foot range.
no, it can't.
That is a fucking blessing.
Okay, cool. In which case, we'll retcon that then. Qingshin, you are not going to be affected by that.
Whee!
Note to self: check ranges more frequently. But that Vicious Mockery is now going to be within 60 feet, so if you'd roll that one for me, please, Count.
Oh, I get the +4 because I'm near Zhang Chen.
You will.
No, stupid piece of shit. That one.
These fairies know how to get to you guys.
Yeah, concentration. Still +4.
Yep.
That's
Okay,
better.
yeah, there you go. That's
Making that 20.
that's funny on that. So you are determined, despite the creature's mockery, to at least continue doing magic. Alright, so Bone Fairy here. Now it can see that this effect is wearing off on Wide Eye. It's also seen what Wide Eye did to its sister, so it is going to take one last attack here before it does something else. So Wide Eye is going to try and finish the job that it was trying to do on your arm. Now, you didn't reckless attack last time, so...
You couldn't have advantage anyway this time, right? Because of wild form.
Yes, that's true. So, just going to be a regular attack, which does not go through. Okay, so seeing that and not wanting to face any repercussions, it vanishes into the fog once more. Next to you, Li Mei. That's
Oh,
where
for
it
God's
emerges.
Just about to
These
move.
things just keep on coming and going into and out of the mist. You're not entirely sure if it's the same ones. You know, kind of keeping track of them is very difficult under these conditions. But all you know now is there is another one here, and it is now your turn.
Well, in a way, it's a blessing. I'm gonna swap out to my greatsword again because I can't see chief shit. They are correct. I can't do anything. Yeah. I'm gonna get my greatsword out and I'm going to attack. It's gonna retarget. There we go, and attack this one.
Yep, so that hits.
Yep, much better with the fucking sword. Yeah.
Okay, so you get a good slice in that.
Yep, and then I'm gonna do that again.
And another good hit.
Cool. There we go. That's what we like.
Chipping away at this thing's natural armor with each blow.
Yep. And then, well, I'm gonna stay here, otherwise. Yeah. And my turn.
Okay, wide eye. So you can move again.
Huzzah! Right. So how far is... Well, wait, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I've clicked on the wrong things. Right, so... How far is it from there to there? Oh, wonderful. If you were just jumping down this embankment, are we taking it out of...
Rough terrain, so costs you 10 feet to do it.
So it took me 30... It's about 30 feet to get there, and I've got 40 foot of movement speed.
Yeah. So yeah, you should be able to close the distance.
Wunderbar. Turn that off. Ugh. Why will the ruler not turn off? There we go. Got it. So, looking around for the one that disappeared, literally, he's looking for the first thing he can see that looks like a fight going on. So Wide Eye is just going to barrel down here.
You find a fight, no problems with that.
And yeah, he's just going to go straight in.
Don't forget your minus D4.
Yes. For your bane.
Okay. What do we do if it's a natural 20, though? There's that.
If it's a natural 20, it's a natural 20.
You're very confident in your roll.
I'm just curious. I was like, is that negate or not?
No, I'd win. Yeah.
So that'll be a 20 then.
Well, D4, so not necessarily.
Oh, I thought you said minus 4.
It's gonna be a hit anyway, so that's fine.
Okay. And a normal hit. Oh, it's a new turn, isn't it? So I could do the do lots of damage die to figure out which one. So I do damage again. Wow. Which one do I take? Right, okay, fair enough. And then same again. Go in.
It's another hit.
Wonderful. Just one lot of normal damage. 9.
Okay, so 2 big hits starts to knock this thing a little bit. So
And
it's down its feet.
do I still have it? I do. Did we say it was a bonus action for a potion chugging?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my potions of healing to get. Why has that not rolled? Has it rolled?
You have to do it
Nope.
manually.
Yeah, if you
So it's
press
weird.
where
It came with the pop-up saying roll
yes.
the dice, and it didn't.
Failing on that, click the.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
Yeah. If you click the underlined bit,
Take
yeah,
cows.
that's what
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, use cows.
There you go, 5 of your health points back.
I'll just manually put it in because that's not done it. 26.
it hasn't actually applied the health to me.
Okay.
by the way.
Yeah.
So don't take another 9 off me.
Right, and then that'll be end of the turn.
Okay, Qingxuan, your turn.
Yep. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna move forwards a little bit. Because I can see Elias has got a double fairy situation. So the one that's prone in the air, would I have disadvantage on that?
Rules as written, yes.
Okay.
Prone ranged attack.
That's dumb as fuck.
Gotcha.
This thing,
Yeah.
it's
Not
completely
a
still.
spell. Not a spell, right, though? Because it's just spells are different.
Range spell, ranged attack. It's still
It's still the same.
in the same way that
Oh,
you can
yeah.
advantage on a melee spell.
So annoying.
If it's an attack, a spell attack, but if it's just like a
Yeah, it's the same
target
for
spell,
events, unaffected, of course. But
Yeah.
I've 2 questions. How many of the villagers are still milling around?
Not many of them have stuck around to watch.
Cool. Have we killed any of these fairies yet?
There's one up near Zwan that is lacking a head.
Okay. Touch far away. That's fine. Right. Well, this motherfucker here who isn't prone, let's give this a go. Actually, what I might do is make the same choice that they've done. Hold on, let me just double check. Is it within range? Cool. I am also going to cast Bane.
Okay.
So it's going to target the 2 fairies near Elias, and then the bone fairy near Zhang Chen.
Right, so let me roll that. So that's a failure from the Bone Fairy. Failure from the Prone Fairy.
As if she wasn't having a bad enough day. Okay.
And a normal, in fact, well, not 20, but doesn't really affect it too much. Pass on to Fairy, which is unaffected at 45 feet.
Yep. And it's just regular. I haven't upcast it or anything like that. So it's just the 1d4 from attacks or saves.
Okay, cool. So, yes, you work, Sven.
How are Zhang Chen and Elias looking health-wise?
Well, Zhang Chen's probably looking a little better than Elias.
Cool. In that case, hold on a second. Sorry, where is it gone? Oh, touch range. I think I've still got enough. Yeah, I have. Touch range. Oh shit, they're all full actions. I am a fool. There for next turn.
Yeah.
I will end my turn for now.
Okay, Joanne, your turn. You're now suddenly fairly lonely up here. 3 fighters migrated.
Yeah, I don't like that. And I can see a nice bright area here with another one of those bone fairies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move. And it's fairly far, so I'm going to use my bonus action dash cunning action or whatever it's called.
Okay.
To get near friendly faces. And then I'm going to use my short bow and try and hit this bone fairy. Unfortunately, there's no type of advantage. So let's say 13 to hit.
I'm afraid that is not going to do it.
Okay, and that will be the end of my turn. Productive.
Okay, so this bone fairy here is now facing quite a few. You've obviously grouped up a little bit. Doesn't like the look of this magical armor that's now appeared all over Zhang Chen. So it's going to misty step. No, it's not. It's going to go for a last because he looks soft and is fairly distracted at the minute. So, Elias's thing again just appears out of a mist and it's going to lunge at you. That's going to hit, I'm afraid.
I will.
Oh, hold on, will it? Let's have a look. Let me take off the D4. Sorry, I forgot about that one. It's still going to hit.
I will shield.
Okay, in which case that's adds a 5, if memory serves.
Yeah.
So, in that case, you're fine.
Why it says it has a template?
Yeah, not sure about that one.
Okay.
Okay, so this kind of magical energy just... You watch as this just, stops the fairy's jaws from closing over your shoulder. As if it were trying to bite through steel plate. It gives you a very good look at those fangs. You reckon that, this thing's kind of most prominent canines are about 4 inches long and serrated.
Yeah.
But not for your flesh, at least not right this moment. So, Zhang Chen, your turn.
This new squishy wizard doesn't look like he's in the best shape or best position now. So I'm going to come in and once again try and whack him with the maul. The bone fairy, not the wizard, for clarification.
Huh?
There's a 21.
That's a hit.
It's another 9 damage. And can you make a con save again, DC 14.
Okay. That is a failure.
Prone once again. And I will continue trying to bludgeon it to death.
That's another hit.
13 damage. Ooh. How's it looking, actually?
Well, this one doesn't appear to be the one you've been brawling with. Or at least you're not entirely sure, because you swear that other one was a bit more wounded. This one, it's not quite there, but you can see a few, kind of cracks now in those almost like external ribs around its torso from your maul.
Okay, why not? Paladin's gonna Paladin. I'm gonna smite that last hit.
Okay.
That's another 12 radiant damage. And that'll be me.
Right, so this Teferi is obviously incapacitated and prone, so it'll make that save again. And miss its turn. Just quickly scroll up and find that in the... Okay, so it meets it, but obviously doesn't do anything this turn. And that cancels the concentration for you there, Cal. That's alright, I've done that for you, and it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna get all of them. Tell you what, I will target that one. Well, I guess maybe I step to the side a little bit first. but I'll hit it with Burning Hands. I won't bother placing the template because I'm only targeting that one.
Yeah. So DC 16 minus D4. Hold on, let me see if it dodges it first.
Well, it still takes half.
And it fails that pretty substantially, so it takes a 14. As this jet of flame just erupts from Elias' hands.
And well, 5. I guess technically, would you say that this one is within 30 feet, or do I need to go 5 feet closer? No, I need to go 5 feet closer. Probably don't know.
Probably. That's right.
I will hit it with a telekinetic. Try and pull it 5 feet down.
Okay, it fails that, so you pull it 5 foot down.
And then take another step back again. And so is that one's not prone, is it? It's
No, they've all kind of recovered from that.
no, but the Bone Fairy is prone.
Bone Fairy is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
knock that one down.
That's fine. Turn.
Okay, so this 2 fairy is going to have to zip back here. If it wants to be any use. Okay, Wide Eye, it is going to cast Charm Person on you. You will get advantage because you are fighting it. But I'm going to need a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Yeah, you are fine on that one.
Nice.
Okay, so that's that one done. Next one. This one is going to cast Vicious Mockery against you, Zhang Chen.
Okay.
So DC 14 Wisdom, please. And you're fine on that one as well. It is going to fly a little bit further away, though. Right, Swiss Bone Fairy here. It's in a bit of a tough spot. It's going to lash out. It's going to lash out at you, Wide Eye, because it sees you as the bigger threat, both physically and probably for damage potential. Didn't roll particularly well, so not much of a hit. It is then going to Misty Step. Emerging over here. Lima, your turn.
What to say? They like misty stepping everywhere, don't they? Do you, how many uses of misty steps they have?
One a turn, I think.
Ah! I wish I had an innate spellcasting.
There's the fighter.
Exactly. That's why she wishes. Okay. Well. Alright then. I'm gonna go up to this prone one. See what I can do there.
Okay. That is
Yes.
a crit.
Thank God. 22.
Okay, Lee May, you kind of run up to this one, and then kind of bringing the tip of the greatsword down. You stab into this thing's chest, and you feel something give. There's a very satisfying crunch, then the blade sinks about a foot through this thing's chest cavity and out the other side.
Nice. Very happy with that. Okay, so I went about... I was here, wasn't I? So I was 10. Can I reach the other one? There? Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to attack this one.
Okay.
So why not? Oh!
That's why not. Okay, so a bit too jubilant, your triumph. Your attack is sloppy. Bone Fairy easily parries it. Its kind of taloned hand catching the blade and yanking, pulling you off your balance and exposing you to a counter blow. However, thankfully for you, your armor is just thick enough to keep this thing at bay.
It's typical.
Don't forget about Gray's said.
Great.
Weapon mastery. On your sword.
Do you roll once?
No, so you just deal equal damage to the ability modifier used to make me roll. So that would be what? +4 for your strength, I think. Yes, 4 damage.
Even when you miss, you don't really miss.
Okay, so causes a bit of blood to erupt from its hand as it grabs the blade, but it's nothing too substantial. Anything else this turn, Lee May? Gonna take that as a no. Alright, Wide-Eye, your turn.
Did that not come through on my voice?
No.
Oh,
I've not had anything for a little while.
No, good, fire!
Oh yeah, well within. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, again, scanning for anything and everything going on. See everyone congregating over here and seeing the big old mist there. He's gonna run in and give it his best shot.
Okay.
Come on, natural 20.
It's a hit, but not a crit, I'm afraid.
Negative D4, is it still definitely going to be a hit, or just don't want me to roll it?
It would still be a hit, you're fine.
Wonderful.
Okay, big blow to this one.
And follow up with Mimino Dose.
Another hit. Okay, so 2 substantial blows sends this thing reeling backwards. You can see, one of its arms is now kind of hanging limp at its side.
Yeah. Okay. It has nothing else I can really do. So yeah, end turn there.
Alright, so Jingshin obviously now surrounded by allies, this thing is less of a threat, but you do still have the smaller ones kind of loitering above and around.
Yeah. I'm gonna ignore the one that's in the air because these bone fairies have been a problem. And Jesus, they're positioned badly for me. Yeah, the one, the bone fairy herself. I am going to cast inflict wounds on her.
Okay.
Or try to. DC 16 con save.
That fails.
Nice. This does ignore resistances to necrotic damage as well, just in case she happens to have any.
Right, cool. So, you want to describe how that ends up dispatching this one?
Cool.
Does the magic look like?
I sort of shift my staff into my offhand, and just sort of like reach out against her chest, and from like the edge of my fingers, like this like necrotic skin just like moves out across and like up her chest, just sort of like pulling the life out of her.
Elias, roll me an Arcana, please.
Me. Sorry.
Yes, please. Okay, so obviously still in the thick of a fight, but you're close enough to see the effect this magic has on the Bone Fairy. You're not sure perhaps of the exact spell, but it's very clear that this is death magic, and you know very well the Empire's stance on that. It's very peculiar to see an ordained priest using such outlandish magic.
Well,
as this one crumples down into a pile.
That is going to be the end of my turn.
Okay, Zwan, your turn.
Hey. I'm just checking ranges. Click that a little bit quicker. Maybe it won't. Oh, 80 feet. Oh, 35 away, so that's 80. Perfect. It's the thing I can see the clearest. I'm going to bonus action the steady aim.
Steady aim, okay.
And shoot this tooth fairy. While I think about it, this silence, I know it's extremely inconsequential.
Still ongoing at this point.
Concentration, right?
It's I'm pretty sure it's just one and done. Let me have a look. Oh no, sorry, it is concentration. That's
I don't think it's going to change anything at all. It's just something I thought. Anyway, so I will attack with advantage. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that does it.
And damage. Hang on. Let's see if there's any of these things that aren't poison that I might want to use. No. And prone. Does that really help? I don't think so. So I'll just do the damage.
Hey.
17.
Okay, so this arrow strikes this thing. I say strikes, passes through, really. You hit her just above her left knee and it just severs that leg.
Oof.
She's still flying, but this arrow is obviously quite sizable compared to its small body. It'd be like, you being hit by a ballista bolt.
Yeah, nice. And I've got no movement, so an attack.
Lime's
Okay,
definitely
so
with you
with
to
the
fight
phone
over.
fairies dead, these three are going to think better of it, and before you guys can really do much about it, the fairies just dart up skywards. Does anybody speak Sylvan out of curiosity?
Is my comprehend languages still in effect? Probably will be.
What's the duration on it?
It's like an hour or so, right?
Yeah, an hour. So, yeah.
So they shoot up into the night sky, swearing that they will have their revenge somehow, someday. But the lights very quickly fade up into the distance till they're very hard to distinguish from the stars. Ending the combat. So you guys kind of stop a little bit, catch your breath, and just assess the situation. There doesn't appear to be anything else moving in this mist. That house is still aflame, but the rest of the village now is kind of eerily quiet. The bodies of these kind of larger fairies are kind of at your feet, and obviously a few of them are. Well, one of them's a bit shriveled now, and the other's missing a head. But you can see that these, now that they're still they're nasty-looking things, very, very dangerous claws and fangs, but not really anything you've heard of in, kind of cautionary fairy tales before. But these ones, at least, won't be causing any more trouble.
Anyone who needs some healing, come round.
Yes, please.
I feel like that's everyone.
Yep.
I'm currently okay.
I just need a little bit.
Wide Eye, Lime, Elias, when you're healed up, come with me. We'll put this fire out. We
I'm
don't
gonna
want to
use
spread
a
into the other houses.
mass cure wounds.
I'll still take some of that.
Okay, so you guys gather round and watch as Xingxin uses this staff of hers to send out a kind of pulse of this healing energy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that didn't apply on mine.
It damaged
Yeah.
me when I right clicked and applied healing, so character sheet might be the better way of doing it.
Oh yeah, it's just done the same to me. It's just reduced me to 0. Wait, if I
Promise
apply
it
it
was
as,
healing.
no, it's back because if I apply it as damage, it heals
Yeah.
me. What?
It's quite a funny error.
Okay, so I should be on 36. No, what was I on? I was on 21, so it fully heals me.
Yeah, I think you'd only taken a few vicious mockeries, hadn't you?
Yeah. Is that your just your necromantic bullshit there? That's
What with the
anyway.
healing or the damaging?
I'll wander over to the house that's probably very much in flames by now.
Yeah, the full thatch roof is just engulfed in the inferno.
I will drop a ball of water. Extinguish it.
Okay, so the flames are doused as this kind of mass of liquid washes over it. By now, I mean the actual roof is largely compromised anyway. The thing's a bit of a wreck now, but it should at least stop it from spreading to any other houses if the wind were to pick up. But there are no villagers anywhere to be seen at this point in time. You guys are kind of stood alone in this square. You notice the mist is slowly starting to dissipate.
feel our decision will not be popular with the villagers.
No. Might as well tell you the fairies swore revenge when they flew away. Whether that's on us or the village, we probably don't want to stick around this area.
None of you seem hugely surprised by this outcome. Is this a regular occurrence for you?
No, never.
Yes. I mean, we always mean well, but it seems to not always go our way.
Hmm.
Ish.
Ish. No. The ish is so much worse.
So,
Should we rest up for the night anyway? It's too late now to make a move, and if the villagers have complaints, they can bring them to me in the morning.
Did we kill all of the bone fairies that came?
I think so.
Yes. I think that's why the tiny ones flew away, because they had no other bone fairies to basically buffer their defenses. So,
That may be some consolation. We'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
Crispy, can I spend some time gathering up the bone fairy corpses and piling them all on top of the stump, the tree stump?
Yeah, sure. So it takes you about 5 minutes to get them over there, but you kind of gather these corpses by the tree stump.
I mean, they're piled on top of the tree stump. It is it's a message.
Okay, cool. So you stack those on the stump and leave them there. Right. Whilst you're doing this, the rest of you kind of quickly realise that the village is empty, but the kind of doors of Footsore Wanderer have been slammed firmly shut. You notice that the windows have iron bars on them, perhaps for such an occasion, but it looks like the villagers have holed up in there.
Maybe we get your wagon and leave.
Perhaps. I suspect
Okay.
we will not find a warm welcome any longer.
That may be so, but we've been able to fight off what they've never been able to. I doubt they're going to be able to do much to us. But my
Perhaps
vote
not,
is,
but we're in for an uncomfortable night regardless.
the beds here are more comfortable than.
We're not fighting our way into the inn. Jesus. I don't think Jesus would be the term used, but, you know, insert applicable deity.
Yeah.
Unless you are all feeling particularly bloodthirsty, at which point, go forth.
I agree with him. I don't think after seeing what we've done or hearing what we've done, they're going to put up too much resistance. They may not like us, but I don't think they will fight us.
Probably.
Okay.
Okay, so making your way to the tavern door, you can see that it's been bolted from the other side, and something big has been pushed up against it to barricade it a little bit more. It's obviously impossible to open it without somebody moving those obstacles.
We bang on the door. The fairies are dead. Let us in.
You kind of hear muttering from behind the door. Zanchang, you kind of hear one of them like, "What if it's a trap?" And the other, somebody else. Have you ever heard of fairy with a voice that deep?
I can come to a window if you want to see it's me.
A curtain is cautiously drawn aside, and you make contact with an eye before it is kind of dropped back into place. And a few moments later, you hear the sound of something being dragged and a bolt being thrown back. The door opens a little bit, cautiously at first, and you see the face of the innkeep Ren. He kind of scans behind you a little bit. Did you get them?
I'm going to gesture over towards the tree stump. There you go. Dead fairies.
He looks over, following your gesture, and seeing those, you see like a noticeable weight lift from his shoulders. He opens the door a bit wider to allow you all in. Oh, do you hear that, everybody? They've got them all! The tavern is quiet for a moment before, kind of raucous cheers erupt from the gathered villagers. You guys kind of get a bit of a hero's welcome into the tavern. People, kind of patting on the back, and it isn't long before each of you finds a tankard of ale thrust into your hands. Well, excuse me for saying, but we didn't have much faith we'd be seeing you lot again. I must say I'm pleasantly surprised, though.
As I said
Lee
before, we've dealt with things similar previously.
And Lee May just starts drinking the beer. Not saying a goddamn word.
Love
Go on,
that.
get another shot of the special stuff.
So yeah, you guys are kind of obviously given as much drink and grub as you desire at this point. The villagers clearly are quite relieved to be rid of these fairies. You can see there are a couple of remorseful glances, and people are starting to. You can see one person is like muttering about how they're going to, have to find a new way to make a living now that these silver-haired goats. Clearly, the source of those has dried up. But he's kind of shushed and largely ignored. Most people seem to be grateful that they won't have to pay the white tithe anymore.
And they've still got one goat they can use, haven't they? A new baby.
At least for now.
Yeah.
So, yes, you guys are left to drink for a bit before one of the guys who you saw earlier at the other villager's house, the one who'd kind of confronted him about it, kind of makes his way towards you. Well, thank you for your help. I suppose we probably won't be needing this anymore. Don't suppose it'd have much use with you lot. He lifts up this white bone greatsword that you saw previously. Kind of offers that towards you.
Yes, please. If no one objects.
You're the one here that uses greatsword.
Oh,
Very
that's
much
great.
inclined.
Okay, so Lee May, I'll add that to your inventory.
Oh, makes me so happy.
You take a good look at this. In fact, I'll let you take a good look at it because it's all written there for you.
I will put it. Can I put it in the chat?
Yep.
Yeah. If it lets me. No, I don't want to attack. I just want to view. Can you display in chat? There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Ooh.
So yes, it's a vicious-looking weapon. The edge is not really one continuous edge, but rather a series of either kind of teeth or little fragments of bone jutting out, horribly serrated, and with quite some mass behind it. So what it lacks in sharpness, it clearly makes up for in just brute force.
A little bit of death magic, I see. It's fine.
Think
That's
Shen jumps guiltily as you say that.
It's safe to say, Li Mei, that whilst this thing clearly has some serious potential, it's also going to probably draw quite a bit of attention. It's not every day you see somebody walking around with something like this.
Oh, well, we draw attention anyway, so.
So in theory, even if King Shin was powerful enough, she might not have been able to regenerate that guy's arm anyway.
Yeah, good catch.
Huh.
Yeah, true.
Very
Yeah,
astute.
maybe. Can't believe you'd accuse me of not being powerful enough.
I hope
So,
that
yes,
guy's
but,
succeeded all of his con saves, because otherwise he might be in a bit of trouble.
He's a stubbed toe away from death for the rest of his life.
okay, so yes, they give you this, clearly confident in the belief that they won't be needing to fulfill their end of the bargain anymore. And it's a good atmosphere, everybody is pretty jubilant about the whole thing.
Can I go and find the village elder and let him know I've got some things to discuss with him in a private room?
Yeah, sure. So,
Ooh.
you know that Ren has kind of been acting as the spokesman for the village. So, at your request, he kind of pulls you aside to the kind of the pantry of the tavern, away from prying ears.
So, now that we're alone, keep quiet about this. You are the only person being told. If other people hear, we will know you've spread this information. The large fairies we dealt with, the small ones left. So it sounds like you're needing some protection, because they may well come back. Fortunately for you, as I don't think the realm or the guardians of the nearest cities would take particularly kindly on what you've been doing. Fortunately for you, I'm part of a group who, for a small regular fee, can make sure this village stays protected, and further than that, can help you prosper now that your previous form of income is dried up. I can send message out in the morning, letting my group further afield know. This is non-negotiable.
He kind of stays quiet for a moment. You see the expression on his face sour quite a bit. That would very much depend on which group it were you were referring to. Could be that the cure is worse than the illness.
I promise you that won't be the case. The protection fees will be very fair, much within your means. and by having some members of my group here to guard you. It will also increase business within, like, I'm sure they'll need an inn to stay at, that kind of thing. This is a better deal than what you had this time yesterday, I can assure you that much.
You still haven't answered my question.
I'm going to make sure that I'm between him and the door.
Okay. I mean, the guy is missing a leg. It's not like he's outrunning you.
It doesn't matter. I represent the Brotherhood of the Sun. You've probably heard some things about us. I am sure many of them have been lies. But it's clear that you here don't have, let's say, the greatest respect for the laws of the realm. And I'm sure none of you would want details of what's happened here being spread further afield. Same as we wouldn't want details of what's being spread here further afield. From what I can see, we have more alike than different, which is why I am extending this protection offer to you.
Now, I'm going to have you roll for me, but I'm going to let you choose whether you want to use persuasion or intimidation.
Let's be realistic here.
Okay, so obviously the way you've kind of argued it, he can see the writing is on the wall that you're not going to take no for an answer here, nor is everything you're saying completely false either. He stays quiet for a good long while, clearly mulling this over. And you see him kind of shake his head. Well, I suppose that our hands are tied in this situation.
They are. It's whether you want to agree to this quietly or kick up a fuss.
All right, very well.
As he says yes, the sort of dark, foreboding aura that Zhang Chen is giving off immediately disappears, and he lightens up and goes, "Great! Then I think celebrations are in order. Allow me to go and grab us both a drink, and we can toast the future prosperity of the village. And remember, you're the only one that knows this." And then I'm going to walk out and go and grab us both drinks.
Okay, so you do that. Obviously, the rest of you kind of still in the main part of the tavern. You've kind of been getting plied with as much beer as you can drink, so a much more hearty welcome than when you perhaps first arrived. But by now, of course, we're very late into the middle of the night now, so quite a few of the villagers are starting to make their way back to their homes.
Bed and an early morning?
Sounds good to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we've got a lot to think about.
Oh boy, if only you'd heard that conversation, you'd have had so much more to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys obviously have your rooms. So if you'd wish, you guys will be able to take a long rest.
Yes.
Mm.
All right. So when the morning comes, you guys rise and have your breakfast. Zwan, are you going to feed? Are you going to pass? Are you going to try and abduct a villager?
I'm not going to push things just after helping the village, and we're finally in their favour. I
It's
will.
one of us.
No, I'll skip for today. I was going to skip yesterday, but then we saw the writing on the wall that there's going to be a battle. So,
I helped tonight. Yeah,
yeah.
last time. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take the
Remind everyone.
exhaustion.
Ugh.
Just so she had some contribution to the battle rather than just wasting arrows.
You know, years from now, one of the villagers is going to be repairing a hole in the roof and just find a couple of arrows and bet they're like, where the fuck did these come from?
Okay, so you guys kind
Should we
of rise in
continue
the morning.
towards Haifeng?
So yes, you're just finishing breakfast when you hear a scream from outside. You watch as he kind of grabs his crutch and starts to hobble quickly as he can towards the door.
We'll follow.
Okay, so piling out, you can see that this scream has drawn quite a bit of attention from, well, clearly everybody, and you soon find the source of commotion. One of the villagers, a woman, has kind of drawn a bit of a crowd, and you soon see why. Because surrounding, at least this side of the village, you can see what appears to be a ring of very large toadstools. Each one of these clearly about 8 foot tall, very, very much out of the ordinary, and forming, a bit of a chain. You can see these stretch around the village, almost like a palisade of these toadstools.
Oh, interesting.
Guess the fairies got my message.
Well, this is ominous.
You live here, I suppose.
Can I approach the toadstools and inspect them?
Yes, roll me a nature, please. It's a mushroom, all right.
Nothing magical about them?
Other than their size, nothing that's immediately giving off any arcane aura.
Is there any breaks like in the chain, or are they all just like?
Yeah, I mean, there's
absolutely-
a couple of feet between each one. You could definitely get through.
Right, but I mean, you
those.
haven't left like a road clear. It's just a complete continuous sort of chain
It
all the way
appeared
around.
to be a kind of ring around the village, from what you can see, positioned as you are.
I'll turn to the others. What do you think?
Hissy fairies.
I think the fairies aren't done with this place. I met with Ren last night and was able to arrange some further protection from the church. So,
From the what?
the church.
Your church.
Yes. It would be difficult to arrange protection from a different church.
Who are you with?
The ping pong, was it?
I am
Lee May's-
with.
Lime's gonna try and get in like his face because she's not stupid, but she's yeah, she's stupid.
Would I have noticed Elias and the evaluation of the spells I was casting?
Well, you would obviously know that he is a wizard. That much is
Yeah.
obvious. So it's a safe bet to assume he is at least reasonably well versed with magic.
Mm.
We are followers of Yinglong, as we previously discussed, Dragonlord of the Baleful Night.
I'm gonna put my
So-
hand on Zhang Chen's arm and just sort of nod. Just give him the nod.
I do nothing in response.
So, does the
We'll
Dragon
talk about it
Lord...
more on the road if you would like. Although first we need to figure out how to get onto the road.
I don't think leaving would be a good idea.
I don't think staying is...
I think it would be best if we left, made our way to Kaifeng, and I could have discussions with some representatives of the church, try and get this place in protection as soon as possible.
Wow, sounds like a strong church.
Have you not seen churches before? They're not small organizations.
Mm-hmm. So not the usual priest and praying types. No.
He's more of the praying type. I'm more of the I'll send you to God type.
And there are a lot of you in Kaifeng?
There's temples in every city.
It is one of the largest religions in the country.
Okay.
In the realm, more
Just-
accurately.
You know, based on what we're looking at here, probably going to have to send a small army to protect this village.
I think they have that at their disposal.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Lee
Gonna
May's
look
not having
over-
it.
Gonna look over at King Shin. Like, it's clear that these have never really experienced the blessings of the church.
Blessings. Blessings, my art.
I do some sort of insight.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but yeah, you probably use better
Go
to
on then,
do.
Elias. As
Oh,
a
I
suspicious
don't know,
source.
I'm not the best person for it, but I'll do it
Oh,
anyway.
really? But I thought insight was.
Wisdom.
Insight's wisdom.
Oh, I should. Oh shit.
Not exactly either of your strong suits.
Well, I haven't
No.
rolled it yet.
Insight's not bad. Can I roll as well, Crispy? Seeing as I'm interrogating them.
Or try.
Tell you what, I'll let you use the help
Interrogation.
action.
Oh. I roll because I have a +4.
Well, I've got a -1.
I roll. Please don't.
With so what am I getting with help then? Is it?
It'd just be an advantage.
Oh, it's advantage. Okay.
I still rolled okay. That's alright.
Okay, so there's probably more that you're not being told, but it seems plausible.
Okay. I just don't feel comfortable leaving them here when it's our fault that this has happened. But if the consensus is to go, I'll go, but yeah.
As you've said, it may require a small army. That's more than we have here currently.
Well, we have a sword that chops people's heads off. So, you know.
Most swords chop people's heads off.
No. Not the way that guy does, and I want to point at Wide-Eye. But yes, I get your point. Fine.
I like to imagine that at that point, Wide Eye just like kind of holds it and goes, "Oh, this is an axe" or something like that.
I was so fucking close to saying that.
Definitely a Wide Eyeism, isn't it? But I suppose the point you're trying to make still stands.
Shall we use that axe and the new sword you've got to chop down some of the mushrooms on the roads so we can clear our way out?
Yes. I suppose.
We could put your new sword to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. But she's also just going to give a side eye.
You practice swings, get to grips with it against a non-moving target.
Yeah.
Pretty soft non-moving target.
You missed this target. Oh boy.
Alright, guys. Jesus.
Don't chop it down with arrows.
Yeah, we've gathered that I am not the marksman in this party. And she kind of looks at Joanne when she says that. She's very jealous. For some reason. I even got a +4. Oh shit. Okay. Yes, I'll start chopping some mushrooms down in anger.
Okay, so you start to slice through these mushrooms. The sword makes very short work of them. Again, it's not the sharpest thing, but the just force of the blows and the weight behind the sword kind of carries it quite easily through those soft trunks. So after a dozen or so of these, nothing appears to be really happening. There's no obvious reaction to it all, but again, it's not like these things are impeding movement anyway. It's more just you working out your frustration, really. Getting a feel for the sword, perhaps.
Mm.
Well, shall we get on the road? Can we go and find the wagon that we rode it on?
Okay, so finding the wagon, you guys get about ready to move. The villagers are obviously still fairly nervous about the appearance of these mushrooms, but there's not really much that can be done about it at this point. You can see a few households appear to be gathering items and piling them into handcarts and stuff. Clearly, a few have opted to, not stick around. But others seem to be going about the day as if it was just, part of the course around here. But as you drive out Zhang Cheng, you notice that Ren is kind of stood by the entrance of his tavern underneath the, kind of a painted sign. He's kind of watching as you guys depart. You can see a kind of a thoughtful frown on his face as he goes. You meet eyes, and obviously, that kind of
give him
goes
a
back
nod.
to that conversation that he has. He kind of nods back, and you guys get on the road. So, leaving this small village of Yichun behind, you rejoin the Imperial Highway before all too long and take a turn to the north up towards Kaifeng. So you've not got too far left to go, and by the time mid-afternoon rolls around, you can see the city. It's kind of nestled in a little kind of bend in a quite a sizable river. It's larger than most of the cities you've been in up until this point. Kaifeng is a real metropolis. The kind of buildings spreads pretty much across most of this floodplain. However, what really catches your eye is in the centre of this city, set amongst what clearly are quite an expansive series of gardens and waterworks, is one almost impossibly tall jade tower. Now, Elias, you've seen this before. Albeit quite a while ago.
Hmm.
You quite easily recognise the main headquarters of the Jade Brotherhood.
Ah, sorry.
Just jog the memory. It's been a while.
Oh yeah. I remember this place.
So as you draw nearer, that just again towers skywards. And I think as we get to the gates of the city, that is probably where we're going to have to call it for tonight's session. But yeah, well done. Good fight. Honestly, I think that crit from Wide-Eye just taking that Bone Fair out of the equation really turned that fight around.
Massively.
Could have gone
Yeah.
a lot worse.
It was not going well for us before then.